All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Saturday, May 11th. We're obviously doing a road video. We're on the road here, so we have an abbreviated version of our normal video. Normally, we're going through each and every game on the slate, but today I have a few plays coming your way, 3 of them, in fact, that we can jump right into. So hopefully you guys don't mind the audio. I know I always say it, and you guys are like, oh, no, the audio's fine, the video's okay. I get it, but we take pride in our production value here with our videos, so I know when it's a little off, it kind of throws me off in a sense. But nonetheless, I'd rather get the video out even if it's late, a little bit less quality than if we just decided, hey, we're traveling, let's take the time off. You know what I mean? I'd rather grind and get a video out. So that is exactly what we have today. We're coming off of a 2-0 little mini sweep in the MLB yesterday. With the travel, we didn't have as much time as I would have liked to get more plays out, but we did have Phillies first 5, that cashed, and then we had Minnesota money line, that cashed as well. So a 2-0 night last night. We love to see it. Running back, actually, why don't we just jump right into it, right? Running back the Phillies here in the first 5. I don't understand why we can continue to get this at a good price, but minus 135 over on DraftKings. This is a Phillies team that should be able to crush a bad Miami team yet again. Taijuan Walker on the mound going up against Sixto Sanchez, which, you know, if it's like 6 foot, 7 foot, if your name is a number, I don't know exactly if I can trust you. I will say, you know, Taijuan Walker, it's not necessarily like I'm a huge fan of him, but that being said, Sanchez's numbers in almost all categories are worse. So I think that we can have, or be honest and say there's a little bit of like a pitching butting heads, I guess, in the sense of how bad you can be. But the problem for the Marlins, and not the problem for us, the solution would be how good Philly's offense has been. Last 30 days here against righties, Sixto Sanchez is a righty, 3rd in average, 6th in WRC+, 6th in on-base percentage, 5th in on-base OPS, and then 5th in slugging, and 10th in ISO, 10th or 11th in ISO, I believe. So Philly first 5, again, we've been just kind of running this over and over and over again. I see no reason to stop today. If we can continue to get a good price on it, I don't mind it. My only concern is Taijuan is Walker going to be able to kind of hold the Miami bats down. And I say that almost in jest because the Miami bats aren't even a real thing, but he has had some blow up spots this season. So I will admit that. But overall, like if we're looking at this from a two offensive standpoint, Philly should be able to get the job done. In their last 10 games here from the first 5, they're 9-0-1. So they've tied once and won in their last 5 overall in the last 10. So if you want to go a little bit more risky, then you can get plus. Let me look at it now as we're doing this. Yeah, for minus 0.5, so on the run line, you can get plus 110 on DraftKings. So if you want to get a little bit more risky, I guess, I don't even hate that move. But Philly's first 5 money line is going to be play number 1. Do I wish we had one of their best arms on the mound? Yes. But at this point, we have to trust the 2 different offenses here. Miami stinks. We're going to clip that when they lose this today, aren't they? It's like Miami stinks, and all of a sudden it's like 10-5 Miami after 5. But nonetheless, guys, we're rolling with it. Philly, first 5 money line. Also, I didn't even realize it. We're in Philly. Well, I did realize I'm in Philly. But for that play, come on. The juice has to be there. The vibes are good today. Come on. All right, next play up, we actually have a player prop here. We're going to the Toronto game, and I'm looking at George Springer under 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. It is a little bit more juice than the play that we just talked about last at minus 145, but I do think this is a good spot. He's hit the under in 10 straight games here. Actually, I want to say it's 11 straight, but I know 10 straight for sure. And on the season, he's hit the under in 77% of games, so I think that we're almost looking at pretty much if George Springer doesn't hit a home run, we hit this line. And I don't necessarily love him to hit a home run today, obviously. Going up against Simeon Woods Richardson here, who actually has pretty decent numbers against right-handed batters here, which we like to see. But overall, we have a Springer who is batting 206 on the year. The one counter to this entire play would be, but he's batting better against right-handed pitchers, right? But his better against right-handed pitchers is a 215 average with a 76 WRC+. So nothing all that crazy. And like I said, going up against Simeon Woods Richardson, who his batting average against actually drops when it comes to facing right-handed batters. So we like to see that. And overall, he's going to throw a lot of fastballs, which you could say Springer hits well, okay? But then he goes slider, changeup, curve, all pitches that he struggles with, Springer struggles with. So I don't necessarily mind the 3 out of 4 pitches if you're going to give me that the fastball is something that he hits well, I understand that. But he strikes out plenty against all of those other pitchers. So 17.3% K rate on the year, right? Slider, 32%. Changeup, 40%. Like, this is a guy that we could see swinging and missing as long as Woods Richardson's, secondary and third pitches are looking good and working for him. So, again, this has been an 11 straight cash for us. Do I like it at 1.5? Probably even still, but why take that if we can get the line at 2.5 here? I think the under 1.5 is like plus 140, but he hit that in 2 of his last 4 games. Still only 50%. So if you want to go a little bit risky and take the under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for plus, I understand that, but I'd rather take take what they're giving us and take the under 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs from him. I like the matchup. I like his pitch mix against, I should say. And again, it's trending. Like, I can understand if he goes out there and gets a hit and records an RBI. Like, I just don't see him doing 3 in accumulation there. All right, next play up, I should say plays, because what we'll do here is most likely, I'll break it all down in the pinned comment so we can see. And also, by the way, keep an eye on the pinned comment for any added plays or anything like that. But we're going to have action on these 4 plays, which is essentially riskiest to non-riskiest in a sense too, right? But we're going to look at the Twins today. I do think that this could be a good matchup. They cashed for us yesterday. Hopefully it's not like recency bias that we're rolling with, but I like them on the money line. I also don't hate us getting them at I know it's pricey, but at minus 160 on the plus 1.5, and then first 5 money line for plus money, and also being able to get them at plus 0.5 for the first 5 money line at plus 104. I really think that we could kind of work this in today. This is a spot in which, we saw the game yesterday, obviously, but overall, I do still think that there's a little bit of an edge when it comes to where this matchup lies here. So I know a lot of people are on Toronto yesterday. In fact, a couple comments were being like, no, I think it's Toronto's time, and you're betting Minnesota. I don't necessarily know if that's the move. And yes, I guess this correlates to George Springer's pick as well. But this is a Twins team that has won 8 of their last 10 games. You can't say that about Toronto, as they've lost 6 of their last 10. And overall, you have Simeon Woods Richardson on the mound going up against Kevin Gausman. I think Kevin Gausman's a stud. I know we're still kind of waiting for him to kick it into gear. He's done a decent job of kind of working those numbers back and back and back. But realistically, this is what we've been. I'm not to say I'm the Twins whisperer, because that sounds kind of weird. But what we've been looking at for the Twins is, okay, can they hit this pitcher? And based on that, like, is it a pitch mix that works for them? Fastballs is Kevin Gausman. He's going to throw 50% of fastballs, right? They're going to hit that better than anyone in the league. Runs above average here on the season per 100 fastballs thrown. Minnesota ranked number 1. And then it goes to the splitter, and it's like, okay, yeah, maybe they're not the best splitter team, but that already drops to 35%. So if they're going to get tons and tons and tons of fastballs, okay, fine, we can handle a little bit of a splitter issue, right? His third pitch is the slider. Minnesota top 10 in runs above average against the slider. It kind of all flips on its head when you look at it from a Toronto against Woods Richardson side. So he's going to throw a lot of fastballs as well. Toronto, middle of the pack in terms of hitting fastballs. Changeups, 25th. And then sliders, 28th. So they shouldn't be able to hit his pitches all that well. And this is a Minnesota offense that against right-handed pitchers, in the last 30 days has been like a top 10 offense. So, yeah, I don't know if I trust the Minnesota offense long-term. I could say that now, but they've been cashing for us. Being able to play these in some way, shape, or form today, I do think is going to be a good move. So maybe we'll just go, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25 on all these plays in terms of units. So it's essentially, if Minnesota gets rocked, it's still just a 1-unit loss. But yeah, I'll break out the units in the pinned comment. Maybe we'll go like, I don't even know as of right now, but maybe we'll go like 0.6 on the plus 1.5 because it's the safest one, and then kind of, a tenth of a unit on each. But guys, I'll break that out in the pinned comment. Those are going to be the 3 plays for today. Again, coming off a nice little mini sweep last night. Let's keep the momentum going. It was a mini sweep, just 2 plays. I'm not taking credit for it, but I am. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Comment 9 if you made it this far into the video, because obviously it's coming out a little bit later. We're on the road, but we're still waking up after a short sleep, as some might believe, visiting my best friend here in Philly and getting these videos out. So hope you guys do appreciate that. We'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.